Some places aren't just haunted, they're a living nightmare. Welcome to the Crescent Hotel, a place known as the world's most haunted hotel, with a dark past of 200 mysterious deaths. Today's video will take you through an overnight experience that will leave you questioning what's real. Viewer discretion is advised because what we encountered that night was truly terrifying. The history of the Crescent Hotel. The Crescent Hotel was built in 1886, perched atop the Ozark Mountains. It was initially designed as a luxurious resort for the wealthy, but over the years its purpose shifted into something much darker. During the 1930s, it became a hospital run by a quack doctor, Norman Baker, who claimed to have a cure for cancer. Hundreds of desperate patients checked into the Crescent, but most never checked out. Mysterious deaths, botched treatments, and rumors of Baker's cruel experiments haunt the hotel to this day. Locals claim that Baker's ghost and his victims' souls still roam the hallways. The hotel has become infamous for its ghost sightings and strange occurrences, with visitors experiencing everything from shadow figures to disembodied voices. With 200 confirmed deaths, this place is no stranger to tragedy. But what we were about to experience would go far beyond any ghost story. Arriving at the Crescent. It was late afternoon when we arrived at the Crescent Hotel. The exterior looked old but beautiful, with its Victorian architecture casting long shadows as the sun began to set. But as soon as we walked through the front doors, the atmosphere felt heavy. It was as if the air was thick with something unseen, something watching us. We checked into our room, number 218, rumored to be the most haunted room in the hotel, with countless reports of strange phenomena. Known as Michael's room, this area is infamous for a ghostly presence that has terrified guests for years. Michael was a stonemason who fell to his death during the hotel's construction, and people believe his spirit never left. The staff warned us that we might experience some unusual activity, but we shrugged it off. We were here for the thrill, right? Night falls, the haunting begins. As night fell, we set up our cameras and equipment to record any paranormal activity. The temperature in the room dropped suddenly, and we heard a faint knocking sound from the walls. "Did you hear that?" I asked, my voice barely above a whisper. We tried to make contact using an EVP, electronic voice phenomenon, recorder. "Is anyone here with us?" I asked into the empty room. There was silence for a moment, but then a soft, whispery voice echoed through the recorder. "Get out." My heart raced. We replayed the audio several times, and it was clear as day. Someone or something had responded. Just then, the bathroom door creaked open on its own. The hair on the back of my neck stood up. We both stared at the door, frozen in place. "Okay, that's not funny," I said, trying to keep my cool. But inside, I was starting to panic. The shadows in the hallway. After gathering our nerves, we decided to explore the rest of the hotel. Armed with flashlights and our cameras, we ventured into the long, dimly lit hallways. The Crescent Hotel at night felt like a different world. Each creak of the floorboards, every gust of wind, seemed amplified. We headed toward the basement, where the former morgue was located. This is where many of Dr. Baker's patients were stored after they passed away. As we walked, we kept hearing footsteps behind us, but whenever we turned around, there was no one there. Suddenly, a shadow darted across the hallway in front of us. Just a quick, dark movement, almost human-shaped but distorted. We both stopped, staring in disbelief. "Did you see that?" my friend whispered. Before I could respond, we heard a loud bang from one of the doors down the hall. We rushed toward it, adrenaline pumping, but when we got there, the door was wide open and no one was inside. The morgue? the heart of darkness. The morgue was by far the most chilling part of the hotel. Cold metal slabs where bodies once lay, old surgical tools still scattered across the room. It was like stepping into a nightmare frozen in time. As we stood there, the temperature dropped significantly. Our breath was visible in the cold air. I pulled out the EVP recorder again. "Is anyone here with us? Did you die in this place?" For a long time there was silence, but then a series of faint knocks came from the far corner of the room. Slowly the knocks grew louder, more rhythmic, as if someone was banging on the walls trying to get out. That's when we saw it. A dark figure, standing just behind one of the slabs. It was barely visible in the dim light, but its outline was clear enough. A man, tall and gaunt, watching us with hollow eyes. We both stood frozen in terror, unable to speak. The figure moved toward us, its steps silent but deliberate. And just when it seemed like it was about to reach us, it vanished. The final encounter, shaken by what we had seen, we decided to return to our room. But as we reached the second-floor landing, the atmosphere shifted again. The air was thick with tension, and we could hear faint whispers, voices overlapping, coming from every direction. We ran to our room, slamming the door behind us. But the nightmare wasn't over. As we tried to gather our thoughts, the lights began to flicker. A loud thud came from the closet. Slowly, we opened the door, revealing nothing but darkness. But as we turned away, the sound of footsteps echoed behind us. Suddenly, the bed moved. It wasn't a small shift. Something had physically lifted the bed off the ground. We jumped back, and then it dropped with a loud crash. That was it. We grabbed our bags and bolted for the exit, not daring to stay a second longer. Leaving the Crescent. We left the Crescent Hotel in the dead of night, our nerves frayed and our hearts still racing. The experience was beyond anything we had expected. What we encountered at the Crescent Hotel wasn't just a ghostly experience. It was something far more malevolent, something that wanted us to know it was there. As we drove away, I glanced back at the hotel, and for a brief moment, I could have sworn I saw a figure standing in the window, watching us leave. Thank you for watching this episode from The Lures of the Past. If you enjoyed this journey into mystery and intrigue, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to our channel. Make sure to turn on the notification bell so you'll be the first to know when our next tale from the past goes live.